Hey guys, welcome to another edition of RunBuck on Games. I'm RunBuck. Got another war recap for you from JTJ Main. This time facing a clan called Resurgence. And as usual, JTJ is able to find the most interesting mismatches to bring some excitement into their day. And in this case, it was even at Town Hall 11, but Town Hall 10, they had 9, we had 3. Now granted, 5 of those Town Hall 10s were 9.5s, but, you know, we've gone over before the issues that come with that. So it was going to be a long day at the office, and you can see here it ended up being 84 to 81. We needed really good efficiency up top at the Town Hall 11s. Didn't do it. Shame on me. And also my base for our first time in a long time was 3-starred, so gotta give them credit for that. High five to the enemy for 3-starring my base. I gotta stop running that gimmicky base and start running to something that's straight up just, you know, difficult. Stop trying to go for the 0 and don't give up the 3. That would be good advice, right? But let's go ahead and take a look at the 3 attacks that were top vote getters. We had a lot of votes. That was great. 7 nominees in total for the highlight on the thumbnail. Our first candidate getting 2 votes, we'll just go in order up the chain here, getting 2 votes is Mr. Frog, number 12. All these will be Town Hall 9s, so shame on Town Hall 11 and 10s. We don't get no love. I guess the Town Hall 9s are mad at us. And then they probably should be. Alright, let's take a look at this replay by Frog. And you'll see a common theme throughout the 3 attacks that are in this replay. Let me fire up my Epic pen while this is going so I can mark on stuff. But it's a 4Q opening up, and he's going to end up doing a Valk action to the mid. And what's interesting about this is as you look at the base and think about why... I mean, it's a max attack, unusual in that it's maxing Valks, which wasn't the original intent of max attacks, but now it works. But look at these nice run lines that he's getting with the hog action coming off the distract. So as this Expo and this Tesla are all firing into mid, you got really nice run lines on the backside from the hogs. And I think that's what you got to be looking for as you go. But notice the weakness of this attack is these little, if I had to pepper it out, those minions. If this queen had not been in the area, that could have been a hell of a problem, because notice all of his Dark Elixir spells were Earthquake. So you really got to be confident that your queen is going to dive in with your Valks and be in the area to handle the potential mass minions coming out of a CC or a Hound. If that pops and the queen's off, let's say hammer in this wall, as sometimes you've seen her do, just that specific wall segment really ticks her off. If that's happening, it's good night. But otherwise, great attack, and you can tell that there's some oomph to this. And it seems to be, let's go to the next one, 4 vote getter here, in this case, let's go 12, 13, 14. That's the way the votes came out. So, Jack 1, Jack 2, Jack 1, Jack 2. Notice how my accent helps me pronounce his name. He too will be running, I think, a variant of this. Nope, I lied. Yeah, so he's going to actually be doing... it'll start with a queen charge, is what I think I would call it. I don't think he intended to really go anywhere with that queen walk. And as if you look at the base here and what's really pressuring him, he gets a nice trigger for 1 coming from that vector. But look, I'm check marking the things that can actually hurt him. And I don't even know if you can check mark a whiz tower. So really, it's a very wide open, low risk area for the queen to kind of hang out and pluck away at stuff. So he can get away with just having 4 healers, and then meanwhile, his in effect max feeling, where he's maxing not the hogs but the stuff in the center, the Valks like before, drives into the mid, and then he again does a very surgical feeling hog lines coming off that distract. Not bad, and then he'll just do a couple here, I think. Bloop bloop, there they are. So again, though, I think it's interesting. I think to look for in the base structure, 1, you've got to be able to kind of table it off, which is what that queen charge did for you. So it's narrow enough that you get 2 main thrusts, one of which is your max coming into mid, and the other is your hog action coming off the side. So if you can do that in the base, and you see nice hog lines that aren't at high risk of getting blown up, then you might want to think about this. I guess you'd call it, in this case it was a queen charge GoWiVa, GoVa, queen charge and a GoVa, and then coupled with a hog surgical coming off the backside. Last but not least, number 14, Aliester Crowle. Now he actually introduces a variant we've been seeing more and more of, and that's using the bowlers out of the CC. You'll see that come up here in a second. It's a pretty solid base, 30-30 heroes and such. Let's crank it up to 2 times speed. It opens with the usual GoWi, right? So all he's doing is he's clearing this segment so he can get a nice drive line into the base. And so we're waiting. And then here comes the bowlers. Now watch, 5 bowlers coming out of the CC, so it's basically a Vabo, right? And his queen handles the, with poison, handles the dragon. But then he's doing hog action for this side of the base, while his Vabo handles this side of the base. So it's kind of interesting about, well, why did he choose to, within the CC, to carry the bowlers? And I think if we'll go back here once here, let's speed it up since we're going to go back. But look at, there's, what is that, 3 of the bowlers are alive still out of the original 5. So that's pretty impressive. So you can see that the bowlers coupled with the Valks really are a nice kind of PB&J experience, right? You got the peanut butter and the jelly. These guys right here. Sandwich them. Because the Valks are always running ahead, keeping the fire away from the bowlers, who then follow up. And if the Valks get tied up on a wall, the bowlers, as we all know, do a great job of throwing beyond the wall and then some because of the bounce. So it's really a nice tandem. But what I wanted to do before I messed up was, let's go back into the base real quick and take a look at something. So we'd already talked about the queen charge. There's not really much there to stop her, right? It's going, it's fast, it's already started. But the question I had was like, well, why would he think basically a Valk action, a Vabo action into here? And notice, what I noticed was, look at how on this first press area, how he's got gapping that he can't reach unless he's carrying bowlers. They can throw that distance like a wizard. I don't think can make that gap. Can it? Comment if I'm wrong. Comment below if I'm wrong. But so once he penetrates past that, you know, meanwhile, this was somewhat risky, right? Probably he knew from the earlier runs. But running his hog action, his 10 hogs through here, there was a little bit of risk, but also notice by running it that direction, what's he circumventing potentially? As long as they stay together, the DGB positions of risk, right? He'll just continue to run like this and go through. So those would be the things I guess they saw. I'd be curious if Aliester Crowle wants to comment about why he really went that way. Maybe I'm totally off base. But either way, the usage of that bowler CC is a very nice fresh hit, because somebody else made the comment, I think it was NATO, that when you're using that heal action, it's included in his mix. If we went back to the, I guess we'll go back to the replay one more time. Notice how with a fresh hit, we really don't know where the bombs are, but by a mix like this where it's a heal action, the Valks are basically moving into different areas of heal spell, it basically mitigates the, it mitigates the bomb action that usually Valks can survive. If you got a heal down on it, they can walk through DGB. So as long as your Valk push is going through the DGB risk areas, which, you know, in this base would be here, here, here. Where's another DGB risk? There and there, I think. Is that one? Yeah, it is. And then you have, and then the rest, like this one's the only other one, right? And that one you can be mitigated by running straight through like that. So anyway, very interesting attack, and something to be considered for fresh attack. Big fan. So let's do one more, kind of a random love. One of the vote getters got 1 vote. Is an entry level TTC, one of our longtime alumni, coming back to Maine to war with us once again. 4 times speed though, TTC, you get no love. So he's kind of hitting down within his peer group. I mean, he's got strong heroes to be going up against level 1 expos. But notice again, the bowlers out of the CC, Valks are up front, way up front. Look at that. Almost like 8 or 9 tiles ahead, while the bowlers hang out and are clearing the backside. And look, now we've got 4 that are still alive. So it's really a nice. I really think I was not sure last recap, but now I'm pretty sure that if you can see the run lines where the bowler, like a dense base where it's very tightly clustered, a lot of walls, I would say no. But if it's more open like this base, yeah, we've got a lot of run room for, like, once they break through, they really run forward. The Valks would. That gives you breathing room for your bowlers to then clear what the Valks didn't get to, which it often would be on the flanks. But the flanks will be firing forward into the Valks while they're doing it. So yeah. So I hope it helps. I think that war was kind of interesting. Even though we lost, I thought we did pretty well, besides myself. And we're excited to see what the next war brings us. So feel free to tune in again in about 2 days, and we'll post up the next one. Talk to you guys later.
What am I gonna do? My clan sucks. Hey, it's JTJ.
I think that's an all-out attack.
No, it's the legendary JTJU. JTJU. What? I like Greyhorn. You and this army. Download Clash of Clans for free. Then subscribe to JTJU and win.